Hi everyone, welcome back to The Real STARJAI. Don't mind how I look. I know I look a little rough, but I'm here to update y'all on my delivery, my birth. Okay, so little man is here. Let me hide these. I know y'all gonna be like, don't have that in the camera. Let me hide them then. But yes, little man is here right beside me. So I'm going to tell y'all my experience. I know everybody have different experiences when it comes to giving birth. So let me tell you about mine. We went to the hospital on Friday. No, we went to the hospital on a Wednesday. We were expected to have him on that day, but we had him a day late, which is totally fine. You know, I was 40 weeks in one day when I had him. 40 weeks in one day. So we did make it always full term. He was a 7-pound baby, a big boy. So let me tell you. Okay, let me just start by saying we go to the hospital on a Wednesday at 5 p.m. We get our room. Y'all, we had a beautiful room. I'm gonna show y'all. It was a big room. Like, I was like, we was in the suites, but all of them not as big as some of them. So Aspen had a big room. So we get settled in around like 6. First thing we do is, of course, they put this. Oh, y'all, I hate this. This to me personally, I don't like needles. So them putting it in my hand, ooh, y'all might say I'm being dramatic, but I don't like needles, so I didn't like this. But first, we put that in. They hooked me up to the machine. They put these things on your belly. They put 2 of them to monitor the baby. They monitor your contractions, and they monitor their baby's heartbeat. Make sure everything looking how it's supposed to look. So that's what we do. And then probably like hours later, I'm going to install other videos, so it'll keep y'all updated with how everything was going hours. It'll be at the end of the video. So they gave me these contraction pills, the small ones. No, inducing. I had inducing pills and contraction pills. So I was 40 weeks in 2 days, but my water didn't break. And he was still 1 centimeter dilated. If you was watching my other YouTube videos, you would see that I kept saying he ain't pushing down. He's still up there. We were still 1 centimeter dilated. So they had to give me contraction pills, and they had to give me the induced pills. So they gave you 2 by mouth, 2 small ones. Like, y'all, they so small, but them things powerful. And then they put some in the vagina area. If you're not the type of people who like to hear stuff like this, then don't watch the video. But yeah, they put some in the vagina area. So that's when everything, you can start feeling the cramps and stuff. Me, I didn't really want to feel not too much pain. So what I did was, as the next day and stuff started rolling around, I told them they can go ahead and give me the epidural. So they were like, okay, y'all, the person who did my epidural, I can say he knew what he was doing. It didn't hurt. It was more so like pressure. So if you are a mom and you're thinking about getting epidural, and you know people be trying to convince you not to get it because it causes side effects, I'll tell you about the side effects I had with it. But I say go ahead and get that epidural. You don't have to do it naturally, because when I tell you I didn't feel no contractions, people's trying to figure out how is she so calm and relaxed and she having correct contractions and dilating. The epidural, I didn't feel a thing. Literally no pain, no nothing. So highly recommend. The person that did mine, he knew what he was doing. I could tell he knew what he was doing. He did it quick. They walked me through it before they put the needle in and all this, so it was smooth. So after the epidural, we started pushing. Y'all, we pushed for 2 hours straight. I kid you not. I'm not even being dramatic. We pushed for like 2 to 3 hours straight. And we kept seeing his head. We ended up getting to 10 centimeters. We ended up getting to 10 centimeters dilated. That's after I took all the contraction pills and the contraction pills and the other pill I told y'all. I be having brain farts. Don't mind me. But yeah, we took those pills. So we got to 10 centimeters, which was great. After that, we pushed for 2 to 3 hours, y'all. We kept seeing his head, but he kept getting sucked right back in. And they were like, the nurses, they did a great job. Y'all, I had great nurses. I salute them. They were like, well, since we keep getting excited every time we see his head, but he's not coming out, we need to ask your doctor what she wants to do. So after the 2 to 3 hours that we pushed, my doctor came and she was like, let me see. She wanted to see me push. And she saw the same thing. His head was coming out, but he'll go right back in. So, hold on. He moved. So after that, she was like, we're gonna have to get this baby out. She was like, because if you push in 2 to 3 hours and nothing's still happening, then basically we just gonna be pushing for hours and hours and hours. And they were like, I was doing great pushes. Even though I couldn't feel nothing on the epidural, you can still feel a little pressure, but you don't feel pain, if that makes sense. They were like, you're doing an amazing job. And the baby, he was doing his part too. It's just, they told me I had a narrow pelvis. So his head wouldn't go past the pelvis, basically. So every time they saw his head, he'll go right back in because my pelvis is really narrow, they said. So she was like, we're gonna have to have a C-section. Y'all, when I tell you, I was trying to hold tears in because my mama had a C-section. So, hold on, I'm having a little pain right here. Okay, so my mama had a C-section, so she didn't want none of her kids to have C-sections because she had a C-section with STARJAI, so she didn't like it. But the doctor was like, we're gonna have to get this baby out, and I was like, okay. And y'all, when I tell y'all I was trying to do everything to prevent a freaking C-section, but God had other plans with this. So I just busted out crying. My boyfriend came over there. We started praying together. We had our little moment of, you know what I mean. We had our little moment. So then my mama came over there, and then y'all, Star was so mad. Well, I'm gonna have to do another video with her so she can tell y'all her side too. Star was so mad. She was like, let me see my sister. I want to speak to my sister. Put her on the phone. I tell you, everybody started calling me because, you know, anything can happen in surgery. Like, I've never had any type of surgery done to my body before. So everybody started calling me, telling me they loved me before I went back there. Y'all, my twin, she, the same when I was with her. I was praying for her the whole time and all this and it, but she was really emotional. So, only one person can go back there with you when you do have a C-section. So after I started crying, I had a great doctor, y'all. Like the place I went to, I could tell that they was like in the spiritual area, so where they do pray and that type. I don't know if y'all, but yeah, that's good for me. So before we went back there, when we got back there, she prayed over me and she was asking me why was I crying, like was I nervous? And I was like, yeah, I'm nervous about a C-section. I was like, I never had no surgeries done. And she was like, it's gonna be okay. She was like, you're in good hands. All the nurses that were back there in the C-section room, they were amazing too. So we get back there. Mind y'all, I'm already on Epidural, so I'm already kind of drugged up. So we get back there and he puts these medicine in there so I can be numb. So with the epidural, you're only numb from like the belly button down. When you go into C-section, you're numb from like the chest on down. So when I tell you that worked so fast, I was back there probably for a minute or two while they was getting settled when he put the stuff in me, and I was finna fall asleep. It made me drowsy, and I was like, is this supposed to make me sleepy? And he was like, it makes you a little drowsy, but you're not gonna go to sleep. So whole time I'm drowsy, I can't feel anything. They do tests. They do tests before they actually start cutting you open. So she poked on my stomach. Well, actually, she prayed over me first, and then after she prayed, then she went to the front, and then after they get set up, they let that one person that you allow back there to come. So then my boyfriend Amauri ended up coming. And after that, that's when she was like, okay, we're going to do test runs first before we start cutting to make sure you don't feel anything. So she'll poke on my stomach first. And then she was like, then I'm going to put something sharp on your belly to see, can you feel it? And I was like, okay. So she put some sharp and I was like, I can feel it a little bit. And she was like, okay. And then they gave me a little more dosage. Then she poked again. And then she did it. And I didn't feel nothing. So the whole time, I didn't feel anything through my C-section. I'm so thankful for that. They was like, baby boy don't want to come out. Even with the C-section, because mind you, I pushed for 2 hours already, 2 to 3 hours. So it's already like he was kind of in the vagina area. So his head is already basically in the pelvis down there, and his body is right here. So it's like they had to pull him out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, please come on, man, come on. So they got him out, and they was just all talking about how pretty and, well, how handsome he was. Y'all, when I heard him cry, I just busted out, started crying. Mind you, I'm drugged up. I'm over here barely can keep my eyes open. So I'm over here crying. Me and him just started crying, because when I tell y'all, it was a experience, because you go from thinking you finna push vaginally to getting a whole C-section, which is what you wasn't prepared for at all. And I didn't want a C-section, but I can say the C-section was not that bad. It wasn't bad at all. The only thing that's bad about a C-section is recovery. But if you have the people that's going to help you, like Amauri, he's been really, really helpful. Like, everything that I need, getting out the bed, he's that person, okay? He's that person. So yes, so we both busted our crying when Aspen, we heard him cry. We got some amazing pictures. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna install it when we started crying. And then that's when we end up, I was there, had to get stitched up and all that. And that's when I went to the other room, and our whole family was there. Hold on. Maybe you calling my phone, that's why. But yeah, so the whole family was over there. Right when I got out of surgery, Start called me. She was like, you had me so scared. I was like, don't cry, you gonna make me cry. Y'all, when I tell you, family is everything to us. It's everything to us. So she called me after the C-section. She was crying. She was like, you had me so scared. She was like, I'm on the way up there now. She was been on the way, y'all. When I tell you, she was on the way, but she had to, you can't have kids back there. So she had to wait till her husband got off work. So, you gotta be 18 or older in order to be in the section that we was in until you go to your other section, your suite, because of surgery and all that. So yeah, she called crying, and I was like, oh my goodness. Then when she got there, we hugged and everything. It was great. But yes, so I can say that was a lot for my first pregnancy, for my first delivery birth. There was a lot, but I am thankful that God was there with us the whole time, because I was nervous. I was really nervous, but he was there. I can say the first few days of, I don't know if I keep going in now, it's because I got my stomach down here. But I can say people keep calling, so the video keep getting interrupted. But yeah, so I can say the only thing bad about a C-section is the aftermath when you're trying to heal, because you can't really move how you want to move. You do have a lot of pain, but they give you medicine. All you have to do is ask for the medicine. But I'm on day 3 now. I am able to walk around more, and I haven't eaten because you have to pass gas before they let you eat, because they want to make sure your organs and stuff are back where they're supposed to be and working, because if not, then the gas, the all this stuff that was in there already, it's gonna keep piling up, and it's gonna hurt even worse. It's basically like cycle cramps, but 100 times worse. Yeah, so that's why I've been asking for medicine, and I've been staying hydrated. I have been having help, so it's not as hard. The only thing it is you're gonna be like, dang, I can't move how I want to move. But I think after a week pass, all they're gonna be, you're gonna be able to be walking back normal. But today I am walking around more. It's day 3 for me. I am walking around more, which I am so thankful for. What else I was gonna say? We're back home. Baby Aspen is right here. We do go get a checkup for him in 2 days. When you have a C-section, you do get your 6-week checkup, so they can check you as well. You get more checkups basically when you have a C-section instead of when you give vaginal birth. I do have to treat myself when I get in the shower and everything. I have to treat myself like I had a vaginal birth and I had a C-section, because they said of how long I pushed. I pushed for 2 to 3 hours, so it's still basically like an open wound down there, and I do have a hemorrhoid out from pushing so hard and long, so I do have to treat that down there as well, like I would treat a vaginal birth. So yes, that is my experience. It's not as scary if y'all are first time moms. It's not as scary. I would just say make sure you're going to a hospital where the nurses and the doctors are going to want to take care of you and watch over you and be there for you, because all of my nurses and doctors were, whether they changed day shifts, night shifts, every nurse I had was amazing with me. The doctor I had, more than amazing. We prayed together and all. Yeah, that's really all you got to worry about. Make sure you have that support system when it comes to your family. If you don't have family, then at least try to have that one person that's sticking with you, whether it's the father of your child or a friend. Yeah, but that was my experience. I'm going to try to install, if it makes sense in this video. If not, I add it to another one. But if it makes sense to add it to this video, I will be adding me keeping y'all up with the process and the times of everything that I did. The only thing you won't see is me saying we're prepared to go to have a C-section, because by that time, that's when I told you I had broke down crying. But you'll see everything up until that point. But yes, I won't be showing Aspen quite yet. He is a beautiful baby. I'm in love. I'm in love, y'all, for real. I did sleep with him in the hospital all day. But that's because I couldn't move how I wanted to. It was hard for me to get to the bassinet. But my boyfriend, he could get to him all the time. But I still wanted to hold him, if that makes sense. So, like, you can't do all the holding. Let me do some holding. Yes, but he is a beautiful baby, y'all. I can't say that. Y'all will see him. I don't know if it's 3 months from now or 6 months, but y'all will see him. So stay tuned. Also, thank you for the people that prayed over me. They gave good energy for me during my whole birth, my pregnancy, and everything. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. This was just a talking video because I did want to update y'all on everything. But yes, and sorry it took too long to do a video. Like I told y'all, I've been in the hospital for 3 days, so me and Star wasn't able to film. But yeah, y'all got this video. I hope y'all enjoy it. Love y'all.
Hi, I'm Star. And I'm Sky. And thank you for tuning into our YouTube channel, The Real Star and Sky.